that. And let's move this here. Let's that there. Let's go ahead and share. And now, last thing, turn on the camera. That would help too, wouldn't it? Good morning, everybody. Happy. What is it today? Today is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Let's say hello to everybody before we get started, shall we? We got Carrie, we got CJ, we got David, we got Stacy, we got Zen Master, we got George, we got Ivano, we got Jill, we got Robert, we got Tom, we got Omar, we got Dave, Richard, Glenn, Wade, Delbert, Robert, Pat, W. Wong, Timothy, Sarah. Let's see who else we got here. Moving very fast here. Rosalind, Devin, Delroy, Susan, Penny, Cam. Good morning, Cam. Omar, Anil, David, Vernon, HG, John, Thomas, Jose, Frankie. Brian's in the house. Brian, I'll be at work today. I'll be able to send you a screenshot of the TC2000. I'll do that today. Dave, Dennis, Flying Ronan, Henry, Richard. Good morning, Richard. Armolfo, Raj, Darren, Anil, Pat, Jody, Philip, Roddy, good morning. Rachel, good morning. Terrence, Rebecca, Patrick, Charlie, Michael, Harry, Manuel, Scampy, the Sassy Trainer, Kevin, Lawrence, Dan, Ralph from Atlanta, Justin, Dr. Serena's in the house, Ray, Lisa, Samson, good morning, and good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing great. John, Krish, we got Sydney. Got a lot of folks. We have a lot to talk about today. Good morning, everybody. And yes, that went out. Let me go ahead and post some goodies. So VIP room at noon today will be very, very cool. I'll post the link right here. Second, tomorrow, Thursday, Kane is debuting his next big strategy targeting income over the weekend. It's going to be very, very exciting. And it'll show you the extra money which you can use for the weekends. So you can put your money to work while you're at play. That's right here. Gustavo, good morning. Good morning, Gustavo. And then let me give you a link to Customer Service Live, which should be right here. I have that here too. Cam, I'm going to repost it again so I don't have to go back on your chat, so we can keep chatting and I don't have to go back every time I want to find it. So ignore it on our chat on Slack. Okay, Cam? Just pretend it's not there. It's for my purposes only. Here it is. There it is. Trading Pub. Good morning, Kirk, Mazin, Gustavo, Dr. Serena. Look at that, 202 minutes. Jill, not Jill. Thank you, Jill. Please slap that thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. Ali's in the house. Louis, Shen, Rebecca. All right, let's talk. We've got a lot. I really do have a lot to talk about today, and I'm in no mood for this harmony. So the market is lower today, not as much as I was expecting based on the news, okay? The Dow's down about 200 points. That's definitely not random. That's beyond random. But the Nasdaq's only down about 23 points, which is really not all that significant. Now, talking about what's been going on, as you guys know, we have earnings on NVIDIA tomorrow, but today we have Walmart and Lowe's. If you look at, here, let me just pull up a fresh one. If you look at Walmart, you will clearly see that Walmart has beaten estimates and the stock is up and their global commerce is doing really well. This is a great report. Meanwhile, Lowe's is not doing as great and the stock is down. But it's only down 1.7%, which isn't really huge. And I don't think the numbers were all that bad. The point is they offset each other. Yes, thank you. Please do not discuss stocks that are open alerts. Once I give an official sell alert, you could talk about it till the cows come home. But please don't talk about open stocks. It'll really ruin my morning. And I'm in no mood for this harmony. And again, good morning, everybody. And again, here's my email address. If you have a trading question, not a customer service, not a one-click a trading question, please reach out to me. I'll gladly answer it for you. I've been getting a couple of good ones the last few days. So again, those are the big earnings today, and I think everybody's going to be getting ready today. I find it hard to believe that that investors and traders, institutional traders, are going to be making big bets because tomorrow we have Nvidia, Target, TJ Maxx. Target and TJ Maxx, they're not it's not a market cap play. It's an influence play. It's an influence play on consumer discretionary stocks. Meanwhile, well, Nvidia, I don't have to tell you the impact. Hey, Nestor, the impact of Nvidia on everything. It's huge. It's one of the biggest stocks in the world, if not the biggest market cap company. Moreover, it has tremendous influence over other tech stocks. So we're going to be watching it very carefully. Are we grandfathered in other services when your old services die? You see, Scott, now this is a perfect question. This is a perfect example. Scott is asking a question that I would have absolutely no idea, no answer to. You see, Scott, that doesn't have anything to do with the stock market. That's a customer service question. Let me ask you guys, do you want me to be experts on customer service or do you want me to be experts on the market? Simple question. If you want, I can become an expert on customer service and I can be helping you with customer service all day long. Would you like me to do that? I could do it if you want me to. I don't think it's in anybody's best interest for me to become a customer service expert. I think your best solution is for me to stay away from customer service. It's in your best interest for me to stay away from customer service. Okay? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Let me stick to what I'm good at. I have other people who are much better than me doing it. I'm an expert in one thing, market action, not customer service. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right. All right. Thank you. All right. And who's telling me to move on? Who's this directing me here? Uh, Dave, I'll move on when I'm ready, please. Uh, all right. 77 likes. It was your service. You sold them. It's your business, though. I will email you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Thank you. Please don't email me. Email customer service, please. All right. All right. Don't argue with me here. Exactly. Thank you. As far as Fed data is concerned, we have housing starts and permits. Okay. That is a big report. Why? Because that's in focus right now. Interest rates are in focus right now. Consumer goods are in focus right now. Why? Interest rates, long-term rates. Remember what I was trying to tell you last Monday about the US dollar, the gold? We'll talk about that more in a minute. So housing starts, big report, not a big report on its own, but a big report right now because this week we're so focused on consumer stocks, everything consumer. Look, consumer, consumer. These are all consumer discretionary plays. So when you see consumer discretionary in play and you see housing, that's a very, 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 very important. All right. I don't have You're right, Tim. I don't have the patience. Exactly, John. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. The last thing you want me to do is customer service. All right. Crude oil. Now, this is very interesting. Allegedly, we have heightened arousal of Ukraine and Russia. You would think that crude oil would be moving right now. Is crude oil moving on that news? Absolutely not. Do I think this is market moving news? It is, but I think Putin is posturing. I think Putin is just posturing like he's been doing for the last 2 years. I'm not seeing any increase in crude oil. Matter of fact, we're at the 8-day EMA. And if we can come down to the 66.40 level, I think we'll be in a better position, okay, in terms of getting rid of this global negative sentiment. The U.S. dollar is coming off a little bit, and you could see that the U.S. dollar is cooling off. Why? Because the 10-year yield is coming off. The 10-year yield is coming off. Why is the 10-year yield coming off? We're getting a little bit defensive. The market's getting a little bit defensive. It's a little too much too fast. Gold is starting to rally. What did I tell you about gold? My preference would be for you guys to wait till we're above the quarter to date VWAP right here at 2685 before start buying. Do not buy into the 50-day moving average. Okay? Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Again, um, foolish move to buy gold right before we hit the 50-day moving average. The best thing you can do is wait till we hit the quarter date VWAP and are trading above it. Okay? Um, Cam, they beat earnings, but low is not cooperating. It's not cooperating. And as you can see here, we do have negative sentiment on the Dow. Not so much on NASDAQ, but definitely on the Dow. All right. So you could understand the relationship between US dollar, the 10-year right now. The 10-year is now above the 8-day EMA or right at the 8-day EMA. There really is nothing here. Now, if the market starts cooling off really, really bad, when the university gives you admission, any admission issue, you talk to admin. Yes, yes. It's pretty self-explanatory, except Scott. Scott wants it his way. He insists on me dealing with an issue that I have no experience in. After I'm telling him I have no experience in it. It's it's like you guys asking me for advice on trading the European market, something I don't do. Like, I don't know. All right, let's continue. Thank you, Dr. Serena. Let's continue. Everything I said about gold applies to silver, Daniel. Everything I said about gold applies to silver. Let's continue. Don't email me, Scott. You're emailing the wrong person. Email customer service. But you keep said you're going to email me. I'm the wrong guy to email. I just said, please stop sending me customer service emails. The guy said he's going to email me, and he says I'm picking on him. Please listen to what I'm saying. I'm the wrong guy to email, Scott. All right, let's continue this. Gold. As I said, we have some things going on here. China still below the 50-day moving average, below the 8-day EMA. We're now at this level. I don't really read too much of what they have to say. I mean, they say they're up, but we're down, and we're still below the 50-day EMA. Good. See that? Listen. Thank you, Scott. And look at what David just wrote above you. Yes, exactly. Or better yet, Scott, do this. Go here. Go to customer service live. Cam and Gustavo will answer your questions live. What's better than that, right? Okay, let's continue. I am focused on staying on the topic and staying on the course today. Nobody's going to distract me. All right. Volatility. Now we're getting into important stuff. Actually, you know what? Before we get into volatility, let me put everything together. But again, now I got a good question from somebody the other day. I got a great question the other day. Roger, based on what you've said about the tariffs and what's going on with the market right now, what's moving what? Is the US dollar moving the 10-year? Is the 10-year moving the US dollar and the US dollar moving gold? Is gold moving the 10-year and the 10-year is moving the US dollar? That's a great question, right? Right? It's a fair question. That's the kind of question I want you to send me emails on. Those questions I'll answer all day long and twice on Sunday. I can actually answer that question. So here's the deal. The 10-year note is the big driver. The 10-year note is the major driver, okay? The 10-year note and gold, they have a very, very inverse relationship. Very, very inverse relationship. And so does the US dollar, okay? Now, but the question is what drives what? Well, the US dollar is what's driving the 10-year note and and gold right now. The US dollar. This is what's leading. As you could see, this started coming off a few days. We started coming off of here, and we started getting strength. The US dollar is the big driver. Rich says, I remember when I used to fumble through Thinkorswim, where I did go to feel more familiar with the Cam and Gustavo show. Rich, I think I'm going to have to do that when Matt is not around so he doesn't get insulted. Because Matt always comes in and starts doing... The reason I don't know how to use any of that stuff is because I have Matt. Because my answer is, hey, Matt, come over here and fix this. Hey, Matt, come over here and fix this. Matt, come over here and fix this. I must say that 50 times a day. Good, 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 good. Cam, it looks like you're making people very, very happy. Hopefully, I can make you guys happy in my VIP room today. It's at noon. Here's the link. And Gustavo, you guys are doing great. Also, don't forget, tomorrow at Kane at we have a Kane at income week cash flow on the weekend. Nothing better than collecting weekend while options expire over the weekend income. So very, very good. Very, very good. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like button. If you hit the like button, we'll get more views. Look at that. We got almost, Dr. Serena, we got almost 400 views in 15 minutes. I think we may be breaking a record today. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Patrick. You see that? Look at how many nice. Why would you want to waste your time with a schmo like me with customer service that doesn't know anything? Go to the pros. Yay. Love it. Love it. And here's my email address for everybody who's interested in trading questions at rogerscott.com. Exactly. That's right. What Michael just said about the US dollar having more purchasing power, that's exactly what it is. Okay, now let's put everything together and then I'll get into the stock market. I want to do some extra analysis on stocks, so I don't want to be short-sighted, okay? When was first solo, was Thinkers from Eye Opener, that came Gustavo, he was the icing on the cake. These folks are awesome. Oh, I'm going to copy that and put it in so many nice. Cam, you're getting more testimonials than I am today. I love it. I love it. Let me put this on here. There we go. Thank you for that, Carlos. Very, very kind of you. Okay. Risk sentiment took a hit after Russian President Putin, Mr. Putin, then what a nut job, updated the country's nuclear doctrine while investors waited fresh data on U.S. housing market and earnings on Walmart. Again, I am very curious about the housing market. Russia was rattled by news that Putin signed a decree allowing Russia to use nuclear weapons in response to a large-scale conventional attack. Folks, when I say this is a world issue, not a U.S. Russia issue, I really mean this. We have to worry about this Putin. He's a crazy rascal. Russia will consider aggression against itself or its allies by non-nuclear state. Blah 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 blah. Biden decision to allow Ukraine to target military sites in Russia using U.S.-made long-range weapons. Finally. Tesla climbed another 5%. Again, why is Tesla going up right now? Do we have any specifics? Do we have any details? No, because him and Trump are friends. That's it. B equals market reaction. Don't extrapolate. Don't extrapolate. Although I'm already hearing that there's some. Remember what I told you about a week ago? That historically Trump doesn't have a reputation for keeping his friends very long. I mean, all you have to do is look at history. So I hope that this friendship lasts a long time because I would hate for him to. I would hate for him to get kicked out of Mar-a-Lago. All right. Hopefully, you know, that everything will be good and it'll all work out because that would be fantastic. A friend of my wife's yesterday got the Cybertruck. I got the full story about it. I don't have a personal opinion, but I'll tell you what my wife says in the VIP room later today. AMD gained 3%. This is very good for chip stocks. AMD is probably the third biggest influential chip stock behind NVIDIA and Taiwan Semiconductor. I hope you just wrote what I just said. It was very important to know what the second most important or influential stock is. Nice, Cam. Nice. By the way, we just took our 19th winner on the A-line yesterday, and I still have that problem that I've been having. I have a very big problem in A-line. I can't calculate the profit factor. You need a loser to calculate the profit factor. So let's see. Palantir. Now this is BS. For a stock to slide 6% because the co-founder took money off the table. See, this is very, very stupid. That doesn't tell you anything. Maybe he's doing it for tax purposes. Maybe he's reinvesting in different class of shares. Uh, I never ever, unless I see like a pattern. You know how many times Nvidia CEO took money off the table? This is not a good reason for a stock to sell off. It's just not. So I'm going to be looking for it to come back. Calls me after opening ticker and takes care of issues. Ah, that's very nice. Isn't that nice? See, why would you want me to help you with customer service? Look at these guys. Look at the feedback they're getting. They're rock stars. Here, I'm going to post this link again. There we go. That's right, Dennis. Okay, what's next? Oh, traders appear to be gauging the potential impact of a new Trump administration's policy on economics. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What am I reading here? Trump traders appear to be gauging the potential impact of new Trump's administration's policies on economy. What? Could this could this have something to do with this? Trump's proposed tariffs would raise prices for these products, experts say. This is a report published yesterday on ABC. And look, traders appear to be gauging the potential impact. You know, I'm probably crazy, but I remember a guy with initials RS last Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning on this show trying to tell people this while people were throwing rocks and stones at me and telling me that I'm getting political and I should mind my business and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Wasn't that let's see, 8 days ago? It's nice to get information 8 days ahead of time, isn't it? When you're willing to listen to it. Now, would you guys like to know the three sectors that are going to be impacted and that are already being perceived that way? I'm sure you do. I was trying to tell you last Monday, but you guys didn't want to hear it. So maybe now you want to hear it. Okay. So the cost is going to be the three sectors: electronics, clothing, toys. Three sectors, three major sectors. The average American is going to pay about $2,600. Okay. Isn't it funny, Armolfo? Last Monday, I was being political. Now I'm not. I'm saying exactly the same thing I told you last Monday when I started explaining to you why the US dollar is going up and making a 1 year high. Isn't it funny how people were shutting me up, telling me to move on, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about? Interesting how that happens to be the major news now, isn't it? It's nice to get it here a week earlier. It's nice to be able to, it's very, very nice to be able to take advantage of stocks like Dr. Pepper, Heinz, Kohl's, Pepsi, Mandela's, Kanaga brands, interest rates, US dollar. You could have taken advantage of every one of these stocks last week. American Eagle, clothing company. Don't worry, I'll go through them through the list again. And maybe next time I open up my mouth, maybe next time you guys will listen to me instead of throwing some political garbage at my face. Traders appear to be gauging the potential impact of new Trump's administration policies on economy. Now, can we talk about it? Okay, thank you. We now have a 65% chance of a 0.25 basis point rate cut and 35% chance that the Fed is not going to do anything. Okay? Not a good look. Not a good look. Okay. We have a lot of retailers today, like Walmart and Lowe's, which are impacted by the US dollar substantially, which is impacted by the tariffs substantially. Why do you set your stops at 50%, Dave? What does 50% have to do? You're trading. David is telling 454 people here that he's trading his P&L after I tell people not to trade their P&L. Don't do that, David. Stop doing that. Hit the like button. Europe, let's see. Is Europe giving us any tailwind? We're down 1.3. Concerns over escalation of war. Sentiment. Do we know they're going to use nuclear weapons? No, but sentiment. That's what drives market. Auto and bank stocks led the decline on Tuesday. Utilities outperformed. Utilities. Markets going utilities. Defensive. 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 Don't use 50% stop loss, David. You'll be regretting it forever. We often have positions going against us 75% and then moving back up. By the way, I just wanted to let you guys know something. That whole theory about if a stock goes against you 50%, it has to recover 100% for you to go back to break even. I'm going to give you a little PS. Whoever came up with that never traded options before because options can go down 78% down and 50% up in one day. That applies to stock investors, not options. Okay? When they created that rule, options were never created. That applies to stocks. Yes, if your stock goes down 50%, you need 100% to recover, which will more likely not happen. When an option goes down 70%, 80%, and it goes up 20%, that rule, David, doesn't apply. So please, David, stop posting things that I do not recommend. Thank you, Ray Star. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That applies to stocks, not options. Okay? Options are a very different animal. All right. China closed higher today, snapping a 3-day losing streak. China closed higher today? Really? Do you think does this look higher today? Does this look higher today? This is why I don't even read this nonsense anymore. Just look at the chart. Top 50 Chinese stocks. Yes, Marge, I know, but they wouldn't let me talk about it last Monday when I tried to have a session about it. They want to wait till it's already priced into the market and it's obvious. So that's how you guys want to play it. That's fine. All right. So China, Japan closed higher today. Closed higher. This is really important. The U.S. market is taking a dump right now. Japan closed higher. China is not really cooperating. Europe is. They're close to Putin, obviously. All right. Yes, Powell says a lot of things. Powell says a lot of things. So Japan closed higher. Bank stocks led the gains. I like financials. I liked financials here yesterday, and I liked financials here today. I gave you Bank of America yesterday as one of my top plays. Bank of Japan could raise rates as early as next month. Chip-related and auto stocks gain ground. Bank of Japan stated on Monday that the timing of central bank's next policy adjustment would hinge on the economy and price. Pretty much saying the same thing. All right. Hey, Angie. Yeah, when you're using a 50% stop loss, you're trading your P&L. All right, no major news on anything here, except they're still talking about their bank. Anybody that talks about their auditor compliance plan, that's that's not a good place to be. Okay, so I wouldn't be an SMCI. All right, what about momentum levels? Let's talk momentum levels. Overall, we only have 54% of stocks trading above the 50-day moving average and only 57% of stocks trading above the 200. Fortunately or unfortunately, the great majority of those stocks happen to be Russell 2000 stocks. If you look at the Dow, you have 60%, 77%. That's very healthy. NASDAQ is not healthy. 58%, 60%. So the biggest vulnerability, where is the biggest vulnerability? The biggest vulnerability is on, again, technology stocks and Russell 2000. Smash that like button, folks. Smash that like button. You know you like it here. All right. Also, don't forget, link to the VIP room at noon today. Link to tomorrow's class with Kane. And here is Customer Service Live. Let's continue. So again, the vulnerability is in tech stocks and small cap chip and small interest rate sensitive stocks right now. What about sectors? How are the sectors looking? Let's take a look. Do we have fragmentation? Let's take a quick look. Well, you have Bitcoin leading as of last night, Coinbase, MSTR was still leading. Energy, utilities, financial, consumer staples, real estate, defensive. This is defensive. This is the this is defensive. Then you have technology, QQQ, semiconductors. Basically, it seems to me that interest rate sensitive stocks are starting to come down, blue chip stocks are starting to come up, and technology is all over the place. But you could clearly see that defensive. This is defensive. This is defensive. This is defensive. And this is defensive. Defensive stocks are leading. You got communication, consumer discretionary. Meanwhile, QQQ's over here. So you got total fragmentation, and semiconductors are here. Meanwhile, you have interest rate sensitive stocks minus financials down here. So you still have a lot of fragmentation, but you could see that defensive stocks are starting to come out on top. Kane has a class in the VIP room with me tomorrow at noon, and then on Thursday he has a class where I will be joining him. All right, what about number of stocks? Well, we actually have some pretty good firepower to the upside, and we have firepower to the downside. So we do have a two-sided market right now. We do have a rather two-sided market. How is the markets look right now? Technology is looking like it's starting to cool off a little bit. S&P's definitely down, and the Dow's now down 250 points. So we definitely have some negative firepower here. Also, we should have already come out with housing starts. Let's see. Uh, Better than expected. Slightly, a hair better than expected. So that's not really going to hurt us too bad. That's good. That's good. That's really, really good. That's not bad. As long as we're within estimates, we're okay. Look at last prior sales, 1.35 a year ago, 1.31, worse than a year ago, and permits worse than a year ago. So they're better than expected. But they're not. They're worse than sorry, a month ago, not year ago, a month ago. So they're not getting better, but they're better than estimates. So kind of mixed, All right, it's time now to get into technical price action. Volatility. I mentioned yesterday that if volatility starts coming up right here, in this area right here, let me just pull the SPY up here for you. We're doing good on time today. Hit the like button, folks. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay. You see this gap right here on the SPY? I drew this little line for you. If we break this level, we're going to go to more likely than not, we're going to hit the quarter day VWAP, which is at 581.40 area. We have to break this for that to happen. In order for us to break this level right here and go down here and start filling in this gap, this baby gap right here that we have, right here, the election gap, which we're about to fill, volatility will spike all the way to 18. We're not going to fill that gap unless we're going to spike to 18. And then when this starts filling in the gap, the SPY will start filling in the gap and going to the 50-day moving average. Interesting thing, though, is even if we hit the 50-day moving average, we still have a fairly good trajectory to the upside, and we're still above all the key averages, including the year-to-date average price, which is at 527. So this is the fair value right now, 527, and we're all the way up here. So the fact that we're above fair value is telling us that the market is still the bulls are still in control. Aside from the fact that we're above the quarter-day VWAP, the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, the 200-day moving average, and the year-to-date VWAP. All right, the quarter is what we want to focus on right now, which is at 581.23, and the 50-day, which I think will hold, is at 577. Okay. I'm not going to go through intraday levels today because they are not that important. We're looking at the big picture. The level we're looking at is 1687, high 16s. The level we're looking at is 18 on volatility, and the level we're looking at on the SPY is a breakdown. Now, if we start rallying and start filling in this on this to the upside and start moving above 590, then volatility will revert back down to the 15 level. Capiche? Does everybody understand what I just said? Does everybody understand what I just said? I hope you all understand exactly what I just said. Let's look at QQQ. The QQQ is exactly in the same spot. We've already keyed off. Look how hard we keyed off of the quarter VWAP right here. Keyed off of it really hard, but we're pinched between the quarter to date VWAP and the 8-day EMA. The odds are we're going to stay choppy in this area. Again, if we start breaking this and going towards the 50-day moving average, volatility is going to spike. Yesterday, we tried to spike into this area twice, but we couldn't. We came off really fast. Look at this wick. Look at this wick. The meat is here. If the meat starts coming out here into this area, then then the QQQ will start breaking these lows and breaking the quarter day VWAP, which happens to be at 495.54 and making its way up to 490. Notice I'm talking day trading, but I'm not looking at intraday data. I'm looking at daily data. I don't need to do this when we have big moves ahead. I could just look at this and see everything I need to see. Plus, remember, I've got Clyde looking through the big picture. Fair value for QQQs right here. Year to date, fair value is at 453. Yeah, Paul, very close. Right here. 453, 453, right at 453, 53-ish. All right. Sorry, Dow. Let's look at the Dow now. The Dow is already in this level, and notice the Dow, this is real time. The Dow is already here, but you will notice the Dow is right in between the 50-day moving average. Excuse me, the 8-day EMA and the quarter to date VWAP, right in between. But it is already filling the earnings gap. It started filling it in already overnight. This is right now. So yesterday we were able to hold it. We were able to hold it. Today we are not. Interestingly, we are only not able to hold it on the Dow. We are still holding it on the SPY. Why are we not holding it on the Dow? Because the Dow has exposure to all of these stocks like Kraft, like Pepsi, like Mondelez, like Conago Brands, like Match, like American Eagle, consumer stocks, consumer stocks. What was I telling you last Monday about consumer stocks? Trump appears to be gauging, traders are appearing to be gauging the potential of new Trump administration policies on the economics. I said it last Monday before ABC came out with an article about it, but you weren't listening. So now that's your fault. That's on you. So you see how the S&P still hasn't broken this level, but the Dow is nice, nice. But the Dow is, that means blue chips are weaker than the rest of the sectors. The next level here is 428.67. Do I think we're going to break on the SPY QQQ and go down to this level? I sure as hell do. I think it's going to happen today. Today or tomorrow will probably happen. A little more downside. Good, 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 good. And again, please don't do anything for the first half hour as usual. We always wait for market action to show its hand. We never anticipate. We always react. IWM now. Let's take a look-see. Started filling in this gap. You could see small caps and Dow stocks. What has the most interest rate sensitivity? Small caps and consumer stocks. Where are consumer stocks? In the Dow Jones. So why are they reacting? Because tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. We're right almost there. Now, once we get to this area, we'll erase the whole election excitement finally, thank God. And we can now move on with a good, long, strong term trend without all the emotional stuff behind us. This is more towards fair value, as you could see by the quarter to date VWAP, which is where we should be. A rally from this level will be much stronger than a stupid gap up like this that gets undone as soon as the election is over, which is telling us that folks, that the election excitement is completely gone, especially in small caps and Dow stocks, and investors are now anticipating, discounting the future. Now, for all of you who are very political, I'm going to tell you guys something, and I want you to think about this when we're done here today. I am completely non-political. You guys know that. I never bring up politics unless they impact the market, and I never, ever, ever. I don't watch the news, and I hardly ever listen to anything they say online. Now, think about something. I was able to predict the last three elections 3 weeks before they happened with a 100% certainty. And I don't listen to any of the stuff online, and I don't listen to news. The market tells you everything you need to know. Remember, I told you Trump is winning the election, and I explained to you why about 3 weeks before the election? And last time I explained to you that Biden's winning the election based on the small caps in China? You don't need to be a political maven to read the markets. The market will tell you everything you want to know about politics. If you open up your ears and open up your eyes and forget about all that stuff you're hearing on the news. So it's really funny, right? A guy who has no interest in politics was able to predict the last two elections with a 100% certainty just by looking at charts. Don't you think that's kind of ironic? The charts tell you everything you need to know. You don't need to listen to the news. Okay. All right. So now you guys understand where we stand. You guys understand where the weakness is. You understand that both the Russell and the Dow have already given up the ghost. The question is QQQ and the SPY going to be next? I'm pretty confident they will be next to fall. I'm pretty confident. Now, if I'm wrong, this will bottom out right here. We won't get into the gap. VIX will not spike into this level and it'll just come back down. Do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not. I think VIX is going to spike right back here. I think the Dow and the Russell are a precursor to the SPY and QQQ, and I think the QQQ is going to come down and hit the VWAP. And then it'll decide what it wants to do. What I like about the QQQ is the fact that the QQQ is very, very close to the 50-day moving average. Yep, 500 Club is a regular thing now. Folks, hit the like button. Hit the like button. We have only 200 likes and we have 506 people here. Not even half the people. I'm spending an hour with you every morning and not even half the people can hit the thumbs up button. That's embarrassing. I must be doing something wrong. I must be doing something wrong. All right. So now that you have a good broad picture of stocks, sectors, what's leading, what's not leading, where we are, a good broad picture. Now let's talk about stocks. I'm actually doing pretty good on time today. So I'm gonna group these together. Pepsi, Pepsi, KHC, and KDP. One to a customer. One to a customer. Roger, I don't understand. Why are these stocks going down? I tried to explain it to you last Monday, but you wouldn't let me. Could have gotten into them, could have made some money, but instead you wanted to hear yourself talk. How about AEO? Isn't that a clothing company? What did I say? The top three things that are going to be impacted by the tariffs: clothing, toys, and electronics, right? Trying to wake up. That's a good one. That's fair. American Eagles. How about Foot Locker? Isn't that a clothing company? Hmm. How about Levi's? Is Levi's a clothing company? Do you think they make them all here? You don't think there's a lot of tariffs with Levi's? Hmm. Just ignore what I say. Ah, ABC knows better. How about ASO? Isn't that a clothing company? Yeah, none of them are impacted by tariffs. Don't worry. It's all just a big joke. All right. BMRN, pharmaceutical company. Amgen, a little healthcare in the mix. Johnson Johnson, little healthcare in the mix here with a target of about 150, 116. You're welcome. There you go, Angie. Match.com, consumer discretionary, rising rates. People pay with credit cards for Match.com. Yes, they do. I hope this taught you an important lesson. When Roger talks about politics, he's talking about the market, and you guys should listen carefully because a week from then, those things may actually become priced into the market. All right, enough said. Let's talk long side. MicroStrategy, by the way, yesterday in the pit, both coin and MSTR very strong into the close. 3:51 p.m., 9 minutes before the market close. The stock is up 8 points this morning. Mm-hmm. That that trading pit Roger has is very frisky. KMI, SMR, I know it's the first time we're ever talking about this stock. It's the first time we're ever talking about this stock. Please wait for it to hit the 8-day EMA 2468 where you're going to set your stop. LYV, bucking the consumer discretionary trend. Wait for it to hit the 8-day at 128.60. BSX, I got a nice love letter. Somebody made good money on Boston Scientific. Wait for it to hit the 8-day at 88.61. Is this helpful to you guys? Are you getting benefit from this? Wait for the stock to hit 56 at 59. EQT. Hey, Moondog, good to see you here, and I hope you're feeling better. Wait for this stock to hit 43. Hit the bell. SE. Not only am I giving you stocks, I'm literally giving you entry levels. 104. NI. Bigly. That's it, Flying Ronan. Bigly. I love that. Wait for this stock to hit 36.34. I wish I had my TC2000 on so I could mark these levels down. Visa. Visa is happy right now. Wait for the stock to hit 308.33. You're right, Alan. All right. Do I have any questions? I have time to take questions today. Do I have any questions? Hey, Alan, I have a T-shirt with Clyde's picture on it. Mer, I who got it for me? Ken got it for me. I have one. I've got it, Alan. I'll wear it. I'll wear it tomorrow, probably. I do. He's standing up. Need a T-shirt. Wait for 8. Any questions? Do I have any questions? Is there something that I did not cover here? Do you guys want to ask me a question? While I'm waiting, let me just post some links. As the stock moves up, so does the 8-day EMA. Do we wait for today's EMA for the 9 days to match? No, you need to keep adjusting it, Brian. You keep adjusting it. Brian, let me give you a tip. Great point. Can I give you a little tip for that? Go a little bit above the 8-day EMA. Because go a little bit above and go a little bit above so you get a heads up before so you could start putting it on your watch list before it hits the 8-day EMA. So let's say the 8-day EMA here is 308.60. I would just put an alert at 308.80. It's a good question. It's a good question. Good question. I understand what you meant, and I think I answered your question. So the stock you gave us are saying to wait until they pull back before entering. Yes, Laura, I literally just gave you my top morning list, and I literally just gave you the entry point for every one. Isn't it amazing? I literally gave you the entry point for all of my trades. Why do miners lag gold prices? It's a good question. They don't always lag, Scott. It depends on interest rates. Because remember their position compared to gold. They always key off of gold. So it just depends on which one. But they don't always lag. They sometimes lead, sometimes lag. Can you consider a training on correlation? Can you consider a training on correlation? Carlos, I'll tell you what. I'll do a training on correlation. It's very important in the VIP room today. Here, I'll spend 15 minutes on it because it's so damn important. Excuse me, it's really important. Rebecca says, what was the second short? It was KMI. And by the way, Carla, here's the video, my dear. You can watch the whole thing, slow motion. You can have me go really fast. You can have me sound like Mickey Mouse and go twice as fast. It's all there. No, the second short was, she's asking about a short. Oh, short, excuse me. Sorry. I gave you a long. Actually, Jill is right. The second one was KHC. I gave you three together, Pepsi, KHC, and KDP. Then I gave match. Jill, listen to Jill. She knows better. Love it when you have a good audience, plus you great mood and lots of red meat. Yeah. I'm in a great mood today. I'm not in a bad mood at all. I'm in a very good mood. KHC. But remember, now, some of you are going to go and short Pepsi, KHC, and KDP. You can't do that. They're all correlated. So what you could do is this. Let's just say hypothetically you want to trade 3 contracts. You can buy a put on Pepsi, a put on KHC, and a put on KDP. But don't go buy a put on all 3 of them unless you divide your main position. So let's say I want to do 10,000 shares. Okay, let's say I want to do 10,000 shares, but I don't know which one I like better. I would do 3,300 on each one. Don't do 10,000 shares. I'm talking like a professional trader would. Just ignore what I'm saying. All right. Did I miss the covering of the SPY? No, you didn't. Yeah, you missed it, but I covered it pretty good. What if the interest rates cut stopped? How badly TNT? It depends. That's what I was trying to tell you guys. The whole tariff things is driving it because this is the 10-year. The 10-year is not driven by what the Fed does. The 10-year is driven by sentiment of traders. And sentiment is now pricing in $2,650 a year of extra expenses if our president does what he's going to do. Again, I don't know what he's going to do. I'm only telling you what he's saying and how the market works. Take it out with somebody else about politics. It's a trick. It's a ploy. He's not going to do it. That's the markets don't think that way. They don't think 3 steps ahead. They go on to the most obvious next thing. Basically, here's what the market does. You take a stone and you throw it, and it hits the biggest thing. That's how the market works. Just throw the biggest thing, and what do you hit? The biggest thing. That's how the market works. What's the market focused on right now? NVIDIA and Walmart earnings. Okay? So the market's always trying to price in what the best is known. All right? All right. Did I miss the coverage? All right. So you guys have everything you need. I'm going to go to work, and Matt is back. I'm going to go to work, try to help you guys make some money. And keep your eye on the short side. Keep your eye on the short side, and don't do any If you think a stock is related, just ask yourself: are the 2 businesses related in any way? If they are, don't do it. Don't do it. For example, airline and fuel, they have a relationship. Don't trade them both together, unless you're trading them in the opposite direction. Cars, different car companies, different chip companies, electronics and chips. Don't trade related stocks. I'll have a session today that will make it so easy that you will never have this problem again. Todd says, if I want to join your A-line program, Pro Trader program, how do I know which program does what? Is one for day trading and one for swing, or both for swing? Todd, let me show you something. A lot of people think that we only day trade in the pit. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. This is last week in the pit. This is my youngest daughter, Rachel. She's 11. So here's last week in the pit. On Monday, we shorted Teradyne, closed it with a profit. If you took a swing trade, you would have made even more. On Tuesday, we went long Reddit. If you took a swing trade, you would have made even more. On Wednesday, we swung trade NVIDIA and closed it with a profit. On Thursday, we went long GM. And if you swung trade, you would have done even more. And on Friday, I gave you bonus trades, which were all swing trades posted in the week. So I'm going to ask you, is there any reason for you not to be able to swing trade in my pit, considering what you just read? And call customer service. You could do all of that, but you could swing trade in the pit. I would say probably, folks, I have probably about 400 people or 300 people here who are in the pit. If you swing trade, can you post yes in the Q&A versus day trade? If you day trade, press no, say no. If you swing trade, say yes. In the pit trades, if you swing trade the pit trades, say yes. And I'll let you guys go. But yes, customer service live would be able to answer your question in great detail. But you just saw you could have taken 90% of those trades as swing trades. So here's everybody who swing trades the pit. Alan, Dave, Rachel, HG, Jeff, Dave, Kevin, Scampy. So these people are telling you, yes, you could swing trade the pit. All of these people right here are telling you that you could. They're all swing trading the pit. Now, is it better if I tell you or if they tell you? That's your answers right there. See? There's your answers right there. Better listen to them. They'll give you more accurate information. I'm vested. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Love you all. Hit the like button. Let's see how many likes we have. I'm going to just check the likes and I'll get out of here. And we're going to do a correlation session today. We'll record it and put it in the members area. See, a lot of people swing trade. Most people swing trade. So you see, Todd, to answer your question, all we have to do is ask the people here. They'll give you the most accurate answer because they have no vested interest. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Here's my email address. Nothing better than your most faithful people telling others about you. Bye, guys. I appreciate. Love you all. I'm available. I'm in a good mood. I don't bite. Send me an email and have a fantastic day today. Customer service, Cam and Gustavo show. These guys do it full time. They've got it down to a science. Bye, guys. Yay, we got 268 likes. Yay.